The major issues, and it's a holdover from sort of colonial Victorian, is the issue of sexual preference in many African countries. In Kenya, to be gay, the LGBT community is illegal. They just want to have equal rights, the same privacy and equality as all other Kenyans do. Is that something that you aspire to for your country?
I want to be very clear, Christiana. I will not engage in a subject that is of no, it is not of any major importance to the people and the Republic of Kenya. This is not an issue as you would want to put it.
Lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people.
Respect African societies and their values. If you don't agree, you just keep quiet. Let's manage our society the way we see. If we are wrong, we shall find out by ourselves. Just the way we don't interfere with yours.
Woo! Africa ain't playing no games with America. They're not having it. Let's do this. They're not playing.
Yeah. Here we go, I'm TJ Quake, the ghetto gamer on this gaming thing. Yeah.
What's happening, people, ladies and gentlemen? This is TJ Quake, yo, ghetto gamer, and I'm back once again with some craziness, you guys. I'm good. I'm here with some great news. Great news. Oh, yes. Africa, you guys are my new hero. Okay, Africa, I'm just going, bowing down to y'all, giving y'all props. I'm giving Africa they props. You know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because we got countries that are around the world that are done with the nonsense. They're done with the nonsense. Russia ain't having it. China ain't having it. Middle East ain't having it. And now daggum Africa, who technically hasn't been one to do this for a while, is now actually speaking out. Because they're like, hey, whoa, wait a minute, America. Hold up now. Who the hell you think you talking to? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, America's about to get a big wake-up call. They're about to find out, but they're going to be the lone sharks in the world, and the rest of the world's going to be moving past them. And I'm talking about in a biblical Christianity way and everything. America was the one that used to be the high power of Christianity at one point. America, Europe, obviously Italy with the Pope and all that kind of crazy stuff, right? America was a leading charge of Christianity for some time. I thought we was the ones that really, the initiators of this movement, of the Christian movement. And don't get me wrong, other places in the world as well, but it was really just strong. The stronghold was here, and obviously with Italy with the Pope and all that kind of stuff, the Catholic Church and so forth. But Christianity is what I'm talking about, where it was which is a very strong holding value that Americans had at one time. Good old American pie, Christianity. That's what kept our moral scope in tune and everything, because we always had fear in God, that God blessed us, that God gave America the ability to win these crazy wars that we were in and everything, because we put God first, everything. And over here with these dadgum Democrats, because we have these liberal, progressive Democrats who basically have thrown away the Bible and said, forget you, God, we're going to bring in what Satan wants. And Satan wants the LGBTQ. Now, Satan wants these trans things to start happening and everything. He wants us to mutilate our children. Tell them, it's okay. It's okay to cut off your little ding-a-ling. It's okay to, cut off your breasts, and everything. Let's go ahead and give these little kids little hormones now so we can get them started now so that we can validate these freaking grown-ass, nasty-ass motherfuckers who want themselves to be, because they're crazy in the head, they need you to be right there with them. They need validation, and they need it. They know that the grown folks ain't going to accept it, so they got to get to the little ones. So let's start it over there, and let's get into the schools, and let's start brainwashing the kids, which is what they're doing, and so forth. And everybody's calling it out. But the left, oh no, they're saying it's bigotry, it's homophobic, it's transphobic, it's all these things, right? They're saying that we're going after them and all these things that are not true. and everything, because nobody ever said, and nobody even thinks that it's right to take away the rights of any human, whether you're gay, trans, whatever it is, straight, black, white, purple, it don't matter. Everybody should have freedom and freedom of speech and freedom to protect themselves and everything. That's right, the Second Amendment, flip neck, and so forth. And so these Africans are like saying, well, wait a minute. Why is America now trying to throw their values on us? And to them, the left, and when I say America now, I'm talking about Biden's administration, the left-wing party, the progressives, the freaking media, the left-wing media, NBC, CNN, BBC from over there in UK, all these freaking high media sources who are pushing this demonic values on everyone else. You know, they want to call everything racist. They want to call everything this and that. But they don't never look at themselves and say, wait, where is this really coming from? And everything. And I've been trying to tell black people, I've been trying to get my black brothers and sisters to wake up to the crazy nonsense that the left-wing party is pushing on you. And a lot of black people are starting to wake up. We still got a long ways to go over here. But I'm going to tell you who did wake up. I'm going to tell you who's really not having it. Africa. That's right, Uganda. Kenya, you know what I'm saying? Rwanda, you name it. I can't name all the names of, all these different countries in Africa, Ghana, but Africa in general is saying hells to the gnaw with this whole, LGBTQ. You guys gonna push that trans craziness in our country. We're Christians over here. We believe in the word of God. You don't. So don't push your satanic beliefs on us, is what they're saying. But America wants to think that they can say what they want. They want to tell Africans, you're going against rights. You're going against human rights. Oh, they want to all of a sudden try to get moral on things. So the Democrats are real slick with doing that kind of shit. They like to word things to make it seem like it's going against humanity. Oh, you're going against a woman's right to choose for herself. So that you should be able to give her the right to kill a little baby that's inside of them. So now they believe in women, but then they don't believe in women when they want to put a trans man in the girl's bathroom, and a trans man, or a trans woman in the girl's bathroom, a trans woman in the girl's sports. Although they don't care about that. A trans woman goes up there and beats a girl down who says she wants to be able to fight, play in sports against other real women, biological women. Oh no, she gets socked in the face and in the chest at a speech. And who's there to protect her there? Where's the feminazis? Hello? Nobody. Not even the police. They don't even arrest anybody. Oh yeah, I put that in my last video. And Africa is seeing this. They're seeing what's going on over here. They're seeing that some person who identifies as trans went over and killed 3 children and 3 adults at a Christian school and everything. Oh yeah, they see this stuff. And when they're seeing this, go, oh, wait a minute, this is what's going on? Oh, hell's to the no. We ain't having that. We're going to nip this in the bud before that stuff starts happening here. Let's not get into all the preaching, because I want to show you what the Africans in these countries are pissed off about. Because, see, they've been trying to push the trans and all this LGBT stuff on Africans in Uganda and everything. Uganda just passed a law that basically is pretty much going through and everything, a bill that's going to basically make the LGBT whole thing illegal in the country. In other words, if you're out there trying to do these type of things and identify as LGBT and all this kind of stupid stuff, you're going to jail. It's not happening. They're not having it in their country because they're pushing back against this, as well as many other African countries and everything within the continent of Africa. They're doing the same thing. And America don't like it. Oh, no. Oh, how dare you guys? How dare you? Let's listen to little Jean, what's her name? What's her little White House, a token black woman over there. Let's listen to what she's going to say real quick. I'll bring that up to you right now. Hold on. Here we go. Check out what the Western African one of the Western African presidents had to say about this crazy stupid shit. Oh yeah, you guys gonna roll on this one. Check this out. Go on, brother. Speak your mind, and then watch what Gene and them say.
They are the ones who are provoking, because they are really, the English word is insufferable. you can't put up with their nonsense because nobody concentrates so much on homosexuals. Nobody is hunting them. But because they come and want to force us to say homosexuality, oh yeah.
See, he says, you guys are trying to force homosexuality on our country and so forth. Why are you doing that? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get into that because there's a brother on here that's going to tell you why they're trying to push this on Africans and why is it only Africa that they're pushing this on. Oh yeah, you guys are about to find out some stuff. I'm going to get into the nitty gritty and everything. But now listen to the White House press secretary up there talk about how dare they. Here we go.
That's how you get now a backlash. They are the ones who are provoking all of this.
We have grave concerns with the passage of the Anti-Homosexuality Act, AHA, by the Parliament of Uganda yesterday, and increasing violence targeting LGBTQI plus persons. If the AHA is signed into law and enacted, it would impinge upon universal human rights, jeopardize progress in the fight against HIV/AIDS, deter tourism, and
First of all, how's that a fight against HIV/AIDS when the whole thing with HIV/AIDS and all that started with homosexuality? It started with that. Let's not forget that, you guys. Yeah, it became a mainstream thing through all sexual behavior, but it started through that and so forth. So how is that a progress if we stop homosexuality and everything? How does that, if anything, if you're stopping the sexual acts, then you're stopping the spread of AIDS, period. Wouldn't that be the case, Gene? Or did you mess up? Did you say something there?
and invest in Uganda and damage Uganda's international reputation. The bill is one of the most extreme anti-LGBTQI plus laws in the world.
No, it's not. You want to know what's the most extreme? Go to daggum Saudi Arabia and find out what they do to LGBT people, to gays, trans, and all that kind of stuff. You can't even go out there and even think about being that way out there. They will throw you off a rooftop, tied to a chair. I've seen it and everything. And they will drop you to your death. And if you don't die, the crowd below you gets to stone you till you die. Yeah, that's what they do in the Middle Eastern countries like Saudi Arabia, who we're major partners with and everything, who we need their oil. You notice we always need their oil. We're always over there. Good old Biden was over there trying to talk to him because he needed oil because he stopped our oil and everything. He's over there begging for their oil now and so forth. And the Arabian prince is like, man, please. You guys will we'll give you oil, but we're going to move the price up. They just laugh at us now. We're a laughing stock here in America now to the rest of the world. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted. Start looking at what's really going on. You guys are going to wake up to some real shiz about this Biden, these Democratic flipnecks and everything. Now, these people over here trying to threaten Africa. Why aren't you threatening Saudi Arabia for what they do? The biggest law in the world. Girl, please.
Human rights are universal. No one should be attacked, imprisoned, or killed simply because of who they are or whom they love.
So
tell that to Saudi Arabia. Tell that to Saudi Arabia. What does this girl say right here?
At this point, let me go ahead and play a few reactions by people to this situation.
Why?
Until the end.
Homosexuality.
Citizens of Africa is pissed off at America. Do you hear me? When I say pissed off, America just gave Uganda its final notice to legalize homosexuals. Well, the citizens of Uganda just left America a message. You have to check this out.
So what he's basically saying is that, and I'm going to show you what he's talking about, because this one chick, woo, wait, let me. Ah! Dude, I'm telling you, man. I got some little quick snippets for you guys. So I'm gonna try to get as much as of these ones. There's so many coming out of Africa right now. I can't even. I couldn't put it all in one video for you guys. Like my video would be an hour long or something like that. I got to try to see if I can contain it. So it may be a little teeny longer than 30 minutes, but so I can show you guys what I'm trying to get at here. so you guys can see what's really going down. See, that right there is one of the things. America wants to put sanctions on Africa if they don't change their law. Who are we to tell another country what they should be doing? Oh, for the universal blah, blah, blah. America, you ain't in control of everybody. But see, this is the big head that America's in. See, they're into globalism. And everybody needs to listen to us. And they think Africans are stupid. And Africans are starting to wake up to the shiz that they're like, hey, Africans, man, they got their own shiz going on now, dude. They got their own shiz going on. They think that by sanctioning them, that they're going to threaten them. They don't need America. They got their own shiz over there. They've already said this. He said, we don't need America. We can go on and sanction us. You need us more than we need you. Because America gets, where do you think America needs to get most of their resources from? Africa, the motherland. Africa's got all that shit, the diamonds, the gold, the lithium that we put in our freaking batteries to run our batteries, all this stuff. That's where they're mining the shiz at right now in Africa. Oh, but dude, you're going to cut us? You're going to cut Africa off, right? Africans already know y'all ain't going to do shizzle and everything. I want to see if America actually falls through with their threat. I want to see if they actually do. If they do, oh well, motherfuckers, you guys just started a war with freaking Africa. That's what you just did, and so forth, and everything. Because they don't need you. They're actually doing business with Russia and China now. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys realize that the American dollar is about to become nothing pretty soon. Oh yeah, the what is it? I think it's called the euro, the Kriegen or something like that. Basically the dollar of Russia is going to be the new shiz now. Oh yeah, all these other countries around the world now, they're all starting to come over to the Russia and China now. They're looking at their dollar bill. South America, oh yeah, they're all going over towards Russia now. They're saying, well, whatever, America and everything. Africa's doing business with them. So what do you think? Do you think they can't give a flip about you when they got business with China and Russia? They're getting the oil, all that stuff. They don't need America. Frick, we can't even produce our own oil over here because these damn Democrats don't want to do it. So who do you think is going to have the power? You know who the big forces of power are now, ladies and gentlemen? Russia and China. America is not the superpower anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to say that. And everything. We used to be the superpower, not anymore. Oh, don't let these freaking Democrats and these fools and these politicians fool you guys. They don't have anything in control anymore. When it comes to the world freaking shit, y'all gonna start finding out who's really in control. It ain't us. Not us. These Africans are going to be the ones that are going to be next coming up in power and so forth. Africa is. And they're here to tell you why and so forth because they're sick of it. You don't come over there to another country and dictate to them how they live, how they should make their laws. Just because we want to be a bunch of freaking, Sodom and Gomorrah, sodomizers and bullshit like Sodom and Gomorrah. America is going to fall, ladies and gentlemen. When you leave God, God will start to allow things to start happening. He will say, okay, that's how y'all want to be? Looks like I'm going to have to teach you guys a little lesson. Maybe I'm going to have to start letting things start happening to you guys. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't start bringing back our stuff to God, we are going to find out real quickly how Satan comes in and destroys us all. And these people over in Africa is like, man, please. We're not having that. They're moving more to Christianity than we are. We brought Christianity to Africa. They're holding on to it stronger. And they're looking at us like, you guys brought this shit to us. And now you want us to stop doing what you taught us, which was Christianity. Now you want us to say no to it? They're like, So let me show you some of the anger of what, I'll show you some of the anger because we're going to come back to him. We're going to come back to him, what he was about to show. I'm going to show you another reason why Africa is like, they're done with America because this is what America does. When you don't do what they want, they threaten shiz. Oh, come on, America. Show us how nice you are to the other countries when they don't do what you want. Sounds a little dictatorish to me. Let's find out what America will do if Rwanda or any of these other countries, Uganda and all of them, don't do what America tells them to do. Let's find out.
Is anything like sanctions or some other concrete measure being considered by the other side to take effect? Yeah, well, first of all, big if there, right? This is the Parliament passing it. It still has some process to go here. We're certainly watching this real closely, and we would have to take a look at whether or not there might be repercussions that we would have to take, perhaps in an economic way, should this law actually get passed and enacted. And that would be really unfortunate because so much of the economic assistance that we provide Uganda.
They don't need your economic assistance. Africa's already said it. Ladies and gentlemen, you should see what Rwanda looks like right now. It's just looking beautiful, man. Their cities are looking better than ours. Our cities look like ghettos and trash. Over there in Africa, their cities, man, they look clean. They look like you in nice, pretty, like, put it like this. Their cities are like Beverly Hills, and our cities are like freaking Compton. And everything. You guys ever heard of Skid Row? Anybody ever been on Skid Row? Yeah. That's what our shits look like. They don't got skid rows like that in their cities and so forth. This is like nice and pretty. I'll show you a couple little things when the president of Rwanda is talking to this BBC reporter, and boy, does he freaking put her in her place. Because BBC, which is in England, UK, they're trying to dictate to Africa too about the LGBTQ and putting all this stuff in their country. The Christians are not going to have you putting your craziness upon their children. That's what they're saying. We're here to protect our children. They see what America's doing to their children, and they've been saying it. You guys are destroying your children. We need to keep our children safe from the evil that you guys are trying to do to your children. Putting daggum drag queens in front of them, in front of little 4-year-olds and 2 years. Oh, I show you guys videos on that. And everything, out there spreading their legs and shaking their butts and so forth. And they say this is cool for children. Man, we are going down a very bad road here in America, you guys, and we need to start speaking out against it. 100, because Africa, they're not going to have it at all. Go on, Flipneck. Keep talking your bullshiz.
And is health assistance, and largely through PEPFAR. You can see a world in which, a law like this, should it be enacted, would not only, as Karine rightly said, just be devastating to a whole community of people inside Uganda, but if it were to have any kind of an effect on our economic assistance, that would only make that worse. So we're
so basically he's already saying that, look at what would happen if we take away their assistance. It would have a very bad economic effect on their already impoverished country. And they need us, or if they don't take our help, then then your children and everybody will starve. You see how America's acting? These Democrats, these demon rats. Yeah. That's what they're telling the Africans. Black people, this is what the white man does when he wants you to bow down to him. Look at the party that you guys keep voting for, the party that you say is all for the black people, and look what they're about to do to the motherland if they don't fall in line. Yeah, black people, wake up. They're giving you a wake-up call because this is what the white man has always done. Dude, I've been saying this for years, dude. The Democrats been the racist party all along. They've always been the racists. You don't see Republicans and conservatives going over to freaking saying this stuff to Uganda because we're for it. We're like, yeah, and everything. You don't see us over there freaking dictating to them, but these Democrats are. And everything, these white Democrats who technically they have another agenda of really why they want to push this thing. But I'm gonna let another brother on here tell you what the real agenda is, why they pushing LGBT and why they want to force it on these African nations. You about to find out and everything.
I have to take a look. No decisions. We're watching this very, very closely, and hopefully it won't pass, and we won't have to do anything.
But if it does pass, you guys will do something, right? Yeah. See, you see what these flipnecks do? You see how they are? Yeah. Now let's go on back to the one brother who has Africa has a message for you. Okay, America. Okay, the Africans have a message for America. It almost makes me to be ashamed to be an American the way our politicians are being, because this is how we're being looked at now. This is how we're being looked at. So go on. Let me show you what And I'm going to show you a few of these because this ain't the only one. This is just the beginning of how Africans, how they feel. A whole bunch of them are feeling this way. Go on.
Okay, first of all, let's get this straight. United States, USA, whatever the fuck you guys call yourself. You cannot go around the fucking world and start bullying people to do stuff because you guys are okay with all this bullshit and nonsense. Africa is not your fucking country. If you
Booyah! What did she just say? Africa is not your country, America. You don't own Africa. Stay out of other people's businesses. This is what Americans always do. They always want to get in everybody else's business and so forth. Go on, speak on, girl.
Except all this LGBTQ stuff going on here, that's fine. That is fine. That don't give you the right to go try to bully other country to do the same fucking shit. There are culture in Africa, and that culture they want to keep. I know you guys don't understand nothing about culture, but it's okay. Keep your people in your country. If you don't like it, the way they are ruling their government, don't go there. Do not go there. Simple as ABC. You cannot bully the Uganda president, the Liberian president, to legalize LGBTQ. Legalize LGBTQ for what? For what?
Preach on, girl.
What goes on in America goes on in the Western world. Don't have to go on in Africa. And I love what the Uganda president says. Fuck you and your goddamn age. Keep your age.
Sorry for the language, you guys. See, she gets a little emotional. She gets a little, and everything. I don't have enough to bleep all the cuss words out. So this is not going to be for kids.
Uganda has so much resources. They don't need your fucking aid. You guys are the one that need African aid. Because without African, y'all cannot survive anywhere.
And she's right. Did I not just say that? Without Africa, we can't get half the stuff that we need and everything. The diamonds are in Africa. Where do you think they get all the diamonds from, ladies and gentlemen? You think they get them here out of America? No, they mine them out of Africa. All those rubies, gold, all that stuff. And everything, oh man, they getting all that stuff from out of Africa. Lithium, all that stuff. No, they got to go to the motherland to get it. That's why she's like, what do you need? We don't need you. We're building our own societies, building up our own structure now. We got the technology now, and we have kind of started to catch up because Africa is starting to catch up now, y'all. They're not so much laying down like behind the times like Africa used to be for a long time. Africa for a long time was behind the times. The technology-wise, they weren't there and so forth. But they have gradually been growing. We've been asleep at the wheel, and Africa has been actually growing, you guys. I've been seeing all these different African things and so forth, African cities and stuff like that, man. They ain't playing around. Go on.
You cannot survive anyway. Why the hell are you always trying to bully people? The time of bulliness is over. You guys are not the number one power in the world anymore. What? I know you guys are fighting with Russia and China to be back the number one power. It's not going to happen. What? Africa had enough of your motherfucking asses. Keep your asses in America and in Europe. If you don't like the way they are going according to their laws, don't go there. Don't go there. Keep your ass in America. Keep your ass in Europe. That is just simple. Keep your ass in America and Europe.
American President Joe Biden have a wife.
Okay, so damn. Woo! Dude, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't have said it any better, dude. I couldn't say it again. That's just from one of them. There's so many more of basically content creators that are in Africa right now. They're all saying the same thing. What the heck is Africa? What is America trying to? Do you think you threatening us? You threatening us? Oh, you're going to threaten aid to us, man? Please, we don't need you. Ladies and gentlemen, those are black people that know who the real racists are. And they know who the real racists are. They know who the real people that are trying to put down, take their freedoms and strangle them with a noose. That's the Democratic Party, the very party the majority of black people in this country still vote for and everything. Black people here in America, wake up to who these Democrats are. That's who they are. They are really the ones that are trying to keep you down. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted, man. These fools are acting as if they're on your side. Let me give you a quick story real quick and everything. There's a game called Dungeons and Dragons. Now, some of you guys might not know who that is if you're in my audience, but a lot of you gamers out there that are watching my stuff, you people in the gaming industry and stuff like that and whatever, everything, we're gamers. I was Dungeons and Dragons. It's a role-playing game with the roll of the dragon dice and all that stuff. There used to always be this thing, right, where there's different races in Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons have elves, orcs, humans, dwarves, orcs, you name it. There's all these different type of races in the Dungeons and Dragons world. Then there's also half elf, okay, half orc, halflings, half human, all these different ones, right? Because what would happen is an elf would sometimes intermingle with an orc would sometimes intermingle with a human, or a human would intermingle with an elf and everything. And so that would create a half breed of the thing, right? Just like in normal society, like how we are today and everything, the majority of people in America are pretty much mixed and everything. We're all mixed and so forth. Well, you know what these flipnicks and Dungeons and Dragons are trying to make now? This new rule. Tim and them on his show, they talk about this. I'll give you a quick thing real quick.
Democrats, if I were to tell you that Democrats were imposing racist policy, if you were not American, right, you've never heard of the country, and you started reading the history of this country, then you showed up here on, you land at JFK and you walk out and you're like, wow, America, first time here. And someone came to you and said, Democrats are racist. What would that person say?
Well, they're supporting race. Well,
a person who doesn't know, has read a book about the United States.
They'd say that is correct.
They would say,
they support.
Yes, I read this book. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. They supported slavery. They supported Jim Crow. They opposed the civil rights movement, and now they're reimposing segregation in school districts across the country.
And apparently people of leftist persuasion think race mixing is racist.
Yeah.
They don't really think it's racist. They just want an excuse to get rid of it.
The core.
So that's one portion of what Tim Cass was saying on his show about who the real racists are, right? And then he goes further into it because of this whole Dungeons and Dragons thing of what they're trying to do in Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, you guys are going to get a kick out of this and everything, because this is what I'm talking about, who you find out. They have literally shown their hand on who they really are, who the Democratic Party truly is. The thing that I've been saying for the longest time, that I keep telling black people, why do you guys keep voting for the freaking party who fought a war to keep us in slavery? Why are you fighting for these fools? Why are you voting for these people and everything? They want to keep saying, oh, there was a switch. No, there wasn't. These fools just changed their tactics. I've been saying that for the longest time. And I'm going to show you one of the tactics. And this is a blunt one. This is the one that let the cat out the bag. Tim, show them.
We have the story from Bounding into Comics. Dungeons and Dragons to remove half species from player's handbook claims the entire idea is inherently racist. Wow. So let me put it simply. The idea that there are mixed race species in the world of Dungeons and Dragons they deem should not be in the game anymore because it is racist.
Oh, yeah.
They are saying that race mixing is racist.
You don't think that's the reason, half the reason for the hatred for Clarence Thomas? Clarence Thomas is married to, I'm friends with Ginny Thomas, a white woman.
AOC.
And that is a major issue for them.
Sort of. I mean, AOC's, I don't know, fiance or husband, I don't know if they're married.
There it is, you guys, right in plain English. So Dungeons and Dragons is saying that it is racist to have mixed races. Now think about that, ladies and gentlemen. What is that? Who was saying that shit back in the 60s, back in the Jim Crow days? What party was saying that? Who was saying that? Oh, that's right. It was the KKK. The Ku Klux Klan. They were saying the same thing. They just didn't say it the way that they're trying to flip it around here in the Dungeons and Dragons thing. See, Dungeons and Dragons, they got a bunch of leftists now that are running this freaking thing now. And they're part of the problem. See, the Democrats, I say this all the time. My mom used to tell me everything, and I'll repeat this again. You got to wake up mighty early in the morning to outsmart the racist white man, the racist Democrat, okay? Because that's who they really are. Democrats are fooling you into thinking that they're for you, but they're really not. See, the Democratic Party lost the Civil War. They never got over that shiz. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me out. They never got over it. They have been trying to figure out some way that they can get their power back, because the Republicans, the ones that they keep calling the racists now, the conservatives, well, they took the right to have a slave. They call it state, what do they call it? Well, we were fighting for states' rights. And part of the state, one of their state rights was to be able to own a slave, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they were fighting for, state rights. Yeah, you're taking away our freedom to have a slave so that we can take their freedom away. This is what the Democrats were fighting for. They went to war for this. And then when they lost the war, they had to figure out a way to keep black people from joining the freaking the Republican Party, because all the blacks were saying, these are the guys that rescued us. We're going to join them. Oh, the Democrats couldn't have that. Oh, wait a minute. They're going over there voting for them. How are we ever going to win if all these black people are voting for the Republicans? We need to get back in power so we can take power back through legislation. But we can't do that if the Republicans are in power. So we have to show we got to gain the power. Well, how do we do that? Well, let's do this. Let's scare those Negroes. Let's scare them from going to go vote. Yeah, let's go and do that. We'll start putting on these freaking white hoodies and things and being scary looking, and we'll start burning crosses in front of their houses, warning them, don't go to the voting booth or this is going to happen to you. Oh, you're going to the voting booth? Okay, hang them, lynch them. So then he started lynching black people. They were trying to scare black people from going to vote. These are the same people that came up with gun laws, and they were technically made to make it to where black people couldn't get guns. Because technically the Democrats didn't want blacks having guns. Every man was free to have a gun back then, including the black man. But the Democrats were like, oh, wait a minute, we can't. How are we going to do jacked up shit to these people? How are we going to dictate to these people and keep them in control if they have guns that shoot back at us? We can't have that. Let's start making some little rules in our country, in our states here and everything. And we'll start making little state legislation things over here and over here in Mississippi, over here in Kentucky, over here in Tennessee. Yeah, we'll make it to where the black people can't get guns. Everything. Oh, yeah, that's what it was first started off as, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let the government fool you when they're talking about, oh, we're trying to save people with the gun laws and so forth. No, they want to disarm you because they want to be able to dictate to you one day. And if you try to go against their dictation, they're going to come at your door with guns and say, you better get in line or else. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that and you have a gun too, because then that means that their lives are in danger and they can't have that and so forth. They can't have you fighting back. So they need to make sure you don't have guns. It's never about freaking taking away your guns because of all these shootings that have been happening, these random shootings that happen every once in a while. They use that as an excuse. You notice they don't never say anything when gangbangers are killing each other in the streets. Black people killing each other every day in the daggum freaking hoods. Shoot each other every day. You don't ever see them out there, oh, we got to stop black violence. They'll never do that. Funny how that works, right? And everything. Africa is keen to what's going on over here. They know the deal. They know how the Democratic white man manipulates shiz. Dadgum, these flipnicks got you black people thinking that having Aunt Jemima on the box and Uncle Ben on the rice, right? Well, let me show you something real quick. Okay, so what I'm getting ready to do, you guys, is I'm going to show you proof of the deception that the Democratic left-wing party, the so-called progressives, the so-called SJWs, the social workers, the MySpace, you guys are racist, and they're the first one to bring racism. There's so much racism, and we got to fight against racism. Antifa, all these fools, they all talk about they're against racism, right? And then what they do is I started figuring out why are they calling every single thing racist nowadays. Ladies and gentlemen, the plan that the Democratic Party's always tried to do, they lost with the whole thing with the Civil War. They lost with the Civil Rights Movement when they were trying to segregate us in the Jim Crow era. That was the Democrats, ladies and gentlemen. Those weren't Republicans, those are Democrats, and so forth. All that in the South, those are all Democrats. It was the people over in the North, the Republicans that were up there trying to fight against segregation. They say, no. We shouldn't segregate everybody. We should all be one united, one melting pot. And the Democrats didn't want that. We're not intermingling with these blacks. We're not going to have them come into our schools, into our churches, be on the same buses with us. Well, okay, if they're going to be on the same buses with us, then they got to sit in the back and everything. Oh, no, they didn't want that. And so forth. But we fought against it against the Democrats. Finally, the Democrats were losing all these battles, ladies and gentlemen. And they started figuring out, dude, we're not winning these battles anymore. We're losing votes. They're voting us out of offices. We're not gaining power. This is not working for us. Going against the grain is not working anymore. So what did they have to do? One genius guy said, you know what? We got to start putting on our thinking caps, fellas. Let's put on our thinking caps. I got a better idea. This will work, and I guarantee you it'll work for eons. Just like they said back in the slavery days when they split black people up, but put the white, the yellow blacks and the lighter skinned blacks in the house and the darker skinned blacks in the field, and put the light skinned guys overruling over the black ones, and that'll create division. And it worked. And everything. It's a big old letter this one slave master said when they were going around killing the slaves because the slaves were running away. He said, don't do that. Don't do that. No. I got a better idea. Plant them against each other. We'll make some Uncle Toms out of some of these fools, or not Uncle Toms, but we'll make some of these fools into the ones that kiss our behinds, and we'll reward them. Hey, massa, yeah, I saw Tyrone crossing over the bridge. What? Good boy, Toby. Good boy. You get to sleep in the house tonight. Thank you, massa. He right over there. So they got us to turn on each other. This is what happened in the division with blacks here in America. And it's all because of these Democratic white racists. And I'm always going to say Democrat because I'm not talking about the white people who were not like that, who are the people that I've been friends with most of my life. A lot of my friends who have been white, they weren't like this and everything. You know what I'm saying? Republicans aren't like this, like they like to lie to you. They want to lie to you when there's always been these Democrats. But I'm going to show you a perfect example of what they do. And everything. So they had to go now and figure out a new way. Democrats never changed their stripes, ladies and gentlemen. They still wear the good old gray of the South and everything with them Confederate flags flying high in their hearts and so forth. They just don't plant them out here anymore. No, they want to make it look like it was the Republicans that are all about that. But really, it's them, because now what they do is say, we're going to start acting like we're for black people. We're going to start getting into the NAACP and all that kind of stuff. We're going to start bringing black people, token Negroes into our ranks. Yeah, we're going to start bringing more of the blacks into our Congress and Senate than the Republicans are. We're going to start making it look like we are the ones for the black people. But really what they were doing is that what we're going to do, though, is we're going to twist it around, though. We're going to give them just enough to hang themselves with and so forth. Oh, yeah. We'll start making things like, I don't know, how can we get rid of their babies and so forth so they don't produce so many? We got this girl named Margaret Sanger who came up with this great idea. What's that? They can abort their children. We'll put abortion clinics in all the black neighborhoods. They'll freaking kill themselves off before they're even born. Oh, yeah, and they managed to be able to do that without getting their hands dirty because the Democratic Party has to do it behind closed doors. They got to make it look like they're not the ones that want this. You want this, black man, and so forth. So what do they do now? Oh, their biggest thing now is there's so much racism in this country. We got to get rid of all the racial things that are happening that we say that's racist. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Uncle Ben's rice is now racist. Let's go over here, Uncle Ben. Put that up there real quick. There he is, Uncle Ben. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I'll blow that up a little bit so you guys can really see what I'm trying to get into here, because I'm about to show you what the white man does. The white racist, the true white racist man who is a Democrat and everything. This is what he does, ladies and gentlemen. Uncle Ben is this man right here. Remember Uncle Ben's rice? This thing was Uncle Ben had his face on the cover of this rice package for eons. right? Black man on a popular thing of rice that has sold billions and everything. Did you know that these motherfuckers try to now start saying that Uncle Ben putting him on this cover was racist? Oh yeah. Oh, it's racist because it's a stereotype making the Uncle Ben. Why do you say that? Because it was back in the old Southern days and blah, blah, blah. And they try to connect the pieces and try to make up some crazy story, trying to make it seem like it was racist to have Uncle Ben's face on the thing. They did this with Aunt Jemima, too. Said it was racist having this black woman's face on the box because it's stereotyping black African slavery or something. When that was not really what, but they made it work, because what did they do? They got to get black people to believe that it's racist. So they come up with the story that it's racist. Black people, man, I grew up with this rice, ladies and gentlemen. As a child I never once thought this was racist. I thought, man, cool, there's a black face on a product that I like. If anything, this is a great thing for black people, because back in the heyday when racism was really a buck, when my mom said she was growing up, oh yeah, all those records that the black artists were coming out with, all the white kids loved it, but the white man didn't like it. They didn't like all these white kids liking the black man's music. So, but they had to make the music and they had to freaking make the album covers. So you know what they did? Instead of putting the black man's face on there, they would put white kids' faces on the album cover, and they wouldn't show the black people's face on the cover. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here's a history lesson for a lot of you young black kids out there that don't know any better, because you guys are being fooled by these freaking leftist white Democrats out there that say they're for you. They're not, and everything. They're freaking messing with you, and I'm about to prove it. Once again, this is what I grew up with. Uncle Ben, right here, on the front cover of the package. This was for years, you guys. They got rid of his face about 3 years ago. I think it was about 3, maybe 4 years ago, right after Donald Trump became president. Tried to say that it was racist having his face on here. Why was it racist? They don't really never give you a real reason. They just come up with some cockamamie story, and black people believed it. Oh yeah, because we're such gullible idiots that we actually fell for it and everything. Of course, I didn't, because I was way ahead of the game a long time ago. But mostly black people that keep voting for these Democrats, the ones that keep saying, I'm a sellout because I freaking voted for Trump. Trump was telling you to freaking take the black man's face off of products. Your white Democratic friends were telling you to do that, saying that it was racist. Oh, this is racist. You don't want this. This is bad for black people. You know who dadgum Uncle Ben was? The man that posed the picture in the Uncle Ben's rice, the man who posed for the image that has appeared on the packaging for decades, was Frank Brown, the head waiter of the exclusive Chicago restaurant. The archive webpage here shows that. Everything. That's who he was. He was the head waiter. They thought this guy was so great, and he was such a because I think he was even partial owner of the restaurant and so forth. He came up with this recipe and everything, and they called it Uncle Ben's rice because they all used to call him Uncle Ben. And this is the guy here, Frank, Uncle Ben, board chairman, the New York Times. Here's another picture right here, if I can bring this up. I don't know what this was. I think this was some round 17. What was it? 17, do the rice thing or something like that. Everything. There was all these different things with Uncle Ben. Well, they tried to turn it into something that was racist. You guys want to know what Uncle Ben's rice looks like now? Now that they got their way, the white man successfully took Aunt Jemima off the box. And guess what they also did, ladies and gentlemen? They succeeded in taking Uncle Ben off the rice. Whenever you go and get Uncle Ben's rice, it's now called Ben's Original. Not called Uncle Ben's rice anymore. It's called Ben's Original. This is what they got you guys to do. So no longer do you get to see Uncle Ben anymore on this package, a black man's face and everything. Because they've got all you black people thinking that it was racist. This is racist to have that black man's face on a package. Oh no, we got to do something about that. Come on, black people, rally with us. We're helping you out. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, they being racist because they know the weak spot of black people. If you call it racist, black people fall right in line because they know our weakness. They know we're all pissed off about racism. We're all still freaking all butthurt over it. They put racism, ladies and gentlemen, where it's not. And now they're trying to do the same thing with freaking Africa. They're trying to push these bullshit ideas into their country and try to force them to think that this is immoral not to have LGBTQ. This is a right and everything. These people are Christians over here. They don't believe in that in their countries and so forth. But I just wanted to show you guys just a little bit of that because here's some more and then we'll end this whole thing. I just want to kind of give you guys an idea, a structure of how Democrats run things, what they do to manipulate. They are literally Lucifer. This is what Lucifer does best. He manipulates, he lies, he twists the truth. He makes it look like the moral thing is this when really it's the evil thing to do. God says in the Bible and everything, evil will soon be made to look like it is good, and good will be made to look like it is evil. That is happening right now. We are in the last days, ladies and gentlemen, and Africa ain't having it. They're fighting against this stupid shiz and so forth. They're not having it and whatnot. And I'm gonna let you see some more Africans that are saying, and then we'll go and close it. I just had to put my little piece in this, and I give Africa all the props for all this stuff, dude. But go on, brother. I like what this brother here has to say in Africa and everything, because he comes in there real raw. He comes in there real raw. Let's see what he got to say. Let's bring this on up here, y'all. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing.
Keep your ass in America and Europe.
American President Joe Biden have a wife. Why Joe Biden is asking for African leaders to accept homosexuality when Joe Biden have a wife?
That's a good question, Joe Biden. Why are you asking them to have freaking males with males and all this stuff? But you and Obama and the rest and Bill Clinton, the rest of you guys all have wives. How come you guys ain't gaying it up and everything? How come you guys ain't doing it, but you're telling somebody else to do it? Go on, brother.
A woman as a wife. Why Joe Biden couldn't marry a man? Why? UK Prime Minister have a wife, as a woman as a wife, not a man. He is not a homosexual. Joe Biden is not homosexual. All the European Prime Ministers are not homosexuals. Why are they going to Africa to beg Africans and to force Africans to accept homosexuality in Africa? This is a big insult to black African countries. Why are they not going to Saudi Arabia?
Are you hearing this, black people? These are the motherland people saying this is an insult to us. This is an insult. And the white man's trying to tell you that this is what you guys should be doing, because why? And I'm going to give you this because this one brother is going to put it down. And once you hear what this one brother's got to say, I'll end it right there because it's a mic drop after this guy speaks.
Yeah, to ask them to accept homosexual. Why are they not going to Tunis to ask Tunisian peoples to accept homosexual? Why are they not going to Morocco to ask Moroccans to accept homosexual? Why are they not going to Libya to ask them to accept homosexual? But they are going to only black African countries because they know our leaders are. Americans will never wake up and go to Saudi Arabia and tell them to accept homosexual. Americans will never wake up and go to Morocco and tell them to accept homosexual. Americans will never wake up and go to Tunisia and tell them to accept homosexual. But they can wake up and go to Ghana, Congo, Togo, Guinea-Bissau, Gambia, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, Kenya, all these African countries, they can wake up and go there and ask them to accept homosexual. It's a big insult to black Africanhood. I want to send this message to Americans, that Americans, UK, and all European prime ministers, that it's enough to insult Africans, black Africans. Stop insulting black Africans by going to Africa and telling us to accept homosexuality in our countries. If you accept homosexuality in America, that is America. We don't have nothing to do with that. That's your business. But you can't go to my Africa and to ask for my black Africans to accept homosexuality in Africa.
Booyah. Booyah. He ain't joking around, you guys. That's just being real. That's just being real. Don't go to Africa up there telling them how they should live their lives. You worry about your own selves. Mama used to say, take care of self before you can take care of somebody else. Everything. The Bible says, take the daggum log out your eye before you try to take the little thorn out of somebody else's eye and everything. Take care of you first. Don't come over here trying to tell us what to do and then dictate to us how we should live our lives like these flipnicks are trying to do to us now. They want to dictate to us, parents, how we should raise our children. They want to force this bullshit on our children. They want to put drag queen hour in front of our children and so forth and say it's normal. It's not normal and everything. It's freaking Satan. That's what it is. You guys want to normalize it because you guys don't believe in God, Jesus Christ up above. Thank the Lord God. We got some people now that understand the real truth of his word. Americans have lost it. They have lost their way, dude. They have lost God. And there's only a few of us here in America still on the conservative side that are trying to bring God back. That's why we're fighting so hard against you leftist clowns and everything. Because we can't stand what you're trying to do to our livelihoods. We keep telling you guys, go on and do what you want to do. If you want to be a man who wants to dress in a girl's dress and want to dress up in lipstick, do it. We don't care. Just like homie said, hey, your business is your business. We ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with what you want to do in the bedroom, dude. Keep that shit to yourself. Stop trying to push it on our children, though. Our children don't need to be all messed up in the head like you are. You want to be messed up? Go right ahead. Be messed up in the head and so forth. But don't push that on us and everything because there's a fine line, bro, and you trying to cross it and everything. We didn't have a problem with you flipnicks until you guys started trying to push that on our children, on the women. Now, the women have to suffer because these men who want to say that they're women now want to be in their sports, want to play and go into their bathrooms and their gyms and dress in front of them, have they dangling, swinging all about in front of them, thinking this is all, I'm a woman. Really? It's like, who are you fooling, dude? You ain't fooling nobody but you and the rest of these stupid purple pink hair flipnicks and everything. We don't want it, and Africa don't want it. They're trying to tell you to stay out of their country. Stay out of Africa is what they're telling you. And I'm 100% with them and everything. Because if I was in Africa and I was an African, I would say, stay out of my country. Get the hee-haw out. We don't want you here. Everything. Stay your ass over in America. Over in the UK. Because they don't want it. You want to freaking demonetize your entire country? Go right on ahead. Screw your people up. They don't want to be screwed up. And this one brother's going to tell you the exact real reason. I want to give you one more thing with these girls and everything, what they said when it comes to Christianity, because this part here was really, I had to say, wow. Check these African sisters out that I'm about to bring up real quick. Oh, yeah, they got a little something to say, too, because, the West brought Christianity to Africa. And they're like going, so why are you guys turning your backs on the very thing that you were trying to teach us in the beginning and so forth? Go on, sisters. Tell them.
We know very well our platform is too small to reach you. For sure. But you, the person
Don't worry, girls. I'm bringing your platform. I'm spreading the word for you.
who's watching, you can make this video viral to reach these people. Please, by sharing this video.
We need them to know this message.
Africans, we are tired.
We are really tired.
At first, you came very well in
With
peace.
your Christianity.
With your Christianity. You took it and it's... Americans, we know very well our platform is too small to reach you.
For sure.
But you, the person who's watching, you can make this video viral to reach these people. Please, by sharing this video.
We need them to know this message.
Africans, we are tired.
We are really tired.
At first, you came very well in
With
peace.
your Christianity.
With your Christianity, we took it and it's really helping us.
It is working. Some of us, we are staunch Christians now, and God is working miracles in our life.
Now you're eating your own words. You're saying that you broke.
See what they're saying? They say, you guys brought Christianity. We accepted it. We thought that was very good for us. It's helped us. God bless us. Thank you for that. But now you're eating your own words. Now you're going back on what you told us that was the real truth. Now you're saying that this thing called homosexuality is supposed to be something we should be accepting when the Bible that you brought to us tells us that God's against this because it's an abomination to God, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let these people fool you and everything. But anytime, most of you Christians out there, we got to start getting the real Christians back out there, the ones that are actually preaching the real truth, not these fake Christians that are now starting to say, oh, now God's okay with it. No. Go on, girls. Preach on. Finish your words.
Brought family plan. And yet in the Bible it says that
God has made us to go and produce and fill the world.
But now you're bringing family planning. The family planning which is bringing cancer to people.
We are burying people. Continuous bleeding.
Women
can bleed anytime.
We are taking it. From there we are still healing that wound. You're bringing the LGBT sort of I don't know, this homosexual.
So what is your problem?
You are telling us we are supposed to produce and multiply. Again, here you're saying that we're supposed to sleep with our fellow women and fellow men.
This is just
what type
too
of
much.
madness is that one?
And you want to force this thing in Africa. Can't you leave Africans alone? We see your eyes are focused on Uganda. Uganda, we don't tolerate those things because you are a God-fearing country. We don't want this kind of nonsense in our country. Please help us. Let it remain in your country.
In your country.
Now with the nonsense which is going on, that people have started signing laws of human beings sleeping with animals.
That is madness. Let me press so hard that madness doesn't reach in Uganda.
We start sleeping with our food because we have domestic animals. For us Africans, we are rich with animals.
See, what they're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is the other sickness that Americans and in the European UK bring. Sleeping with animals, having sex with them. Oh, yeah, trust me, people. They do that mess. They've been doing that, too. Oh, yeah. They got some sadistic porn out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's sadistic. Just put it that way. Satanic and everything. They're not speaking lies when they say, now you guys want to bring that stuff over here. Oh, yeah, you guys want to bring this now. Now you want to do pedophilia. Oh, you guys want to have drag queen now, all that stuff, which will lead to pedophilia and so forth. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, they're telling the truth. Go on.
That's where we get the source of our income.
Then you tell us to go and sleep with
and now you started now sleeping with the cows, we sleep with the chicken, we sleep with everything.
That is
why don't you leave us? If you see how our sons here are dying because of homosexual, intestines come out, children are bleeding from behind. It's just too much. Should stop.
So I definitely had to ask myself the.
And basically, what they're basically telling you is the things that this sexual immorality, which is what God has always been preaching against, what Jesus has preached against in the Bible, it's throughout the Bible. I don't know why everybody keeps saying, oh, where do you find that in the Bible? Man, it's all out throughout the Bible. Well, let's just start in Leviticus. It's in Romans. It's in Revelations and everything. If you guys need the New Testament for accountability, it's there and so forth. It's always been there. Christians need to start telling the truth about what homosexuality is when it comes to God. That's what we used to be about. And now you got some of these Christians out there that are going against the word of God. They're preaching nonsense. They're saying, oh, it's okay. Oh, we're supposed to be fighting for the LGBT. No, we're not. And everything. We're not for that. Hey, you guys want to live your life that way? Cool, do that. But we're supposed to preach God's word and what God says is true and so forth. So y'all need to remember that. Who are you guys so-called Christians out there? Y'all need to remember that and everything. Start getting back into your biblical wording and read the gospel. It will bring peace to your mind. That way you also have the knowledge to fight against these demonic people who are trying to push this on us and who are trying to push it on Africa and everything. I am not for America, and I'm an American. And Africans, if any of you Africans out there, I am 100% with you. I am down with you guys because I understand what you're talking about. Because we got to deal with this stupidness in this country now. This is what we got to deal with now. We got to deal with all this Sodom and Gomorrah bull crap and everything. Because that's what these fools are all about now. And they're trying to push that mess. And we're fighting back against it. But we're being persecuted because of this. Because God says, those who follow me, those who come in my name will be persecuted. Why? Because the world doesn't see it the way God sees it. They see it the way Lucifer sees it. They want to follow the ways of Satan because it's easy. It feels good to them. It's like a drug. It's high until it kills you and everything. That's what sin is. It will destroy your soul. and everything. I will leave you with one more person. This guy right here is going to be the one that is going to drop the mic. This is the agenda of why America is doing what they're trying to do by pushing this in Africa. And he says it all, and it is sweet to hear. Somebody knows what's really going on and everything. So I want to let this brother right here, he's going to come into play, and he's going to tell you what he really thinks and everything. And then I will end it right here. So let's go ahead and let's get on with that. Tell him, brother. Tell him.
Agenda on Africans, and I came across the video from Dr. Umar, and he had something to say, and I'm going to share it with you guys right now.
Obama went to Africa. He threatened the president of Liberia, the president of Tanzania. He threatened Robert Mugabe before he passed away. And you know what Robert Mugabe said? That he was no saint.
Mm-hmm.
I have my issues with him, but I also respect the courage that he exemplified the last decade of his life. Robert Mugabe said Barack Obama was to come to Africa and make all the black men gay. Where is his husband?
Ooh.
The reason they want to homosexualize Africa is to bring about the demise of African people. Because if nobody's reproducing, my sister, if you're not reproducing because you got a girlfriend, and I'm not reproducing because I got a husband, and he's not reproducing because he married another man, where do the new African babies come from? Where is the new African life?
Hello.
Where is the next generation? The LGBT agenda is not about gay liberation or gay sex or family rights. It is about the extermination of African people.
Listen.
Booyah. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Mic drop. Mic drop. That brother spoke truth. It is about the extermination of the African people. It's just a new way of doing manipulation like they did with this daggum Uncle Ben's rice, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they do. They get you to believe something, and then you fall for it, and then you're okay with them taking the black man's face off the package. You're comfortable with it because why? Oh, it's racist. Everything. Oh, well, you guys got to be comfortable with it. Pretty soon now you got all this gay and all this stuff happening and now men dressing up as women in Africa and now you gotta bow down. Do you know what in Canada that you are now the Trudeau passed the law? This is how far it keeps going, you guys. It's a slippery slope. You let them have their way. This is where they keep going with it. Did you know you're not allowed to say anything about trans people in daggum Canada now? Oh yeah. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it is now against the law to have protests about trans people being in women's sports. To protest, if you complain about a man who dressed up in a dress and he went into the little girl's bathroom with his dick swinging and everything, and you complain about that, you get arrested. Oh yeah, $25,000 fine. And arrested, put in jail. Oh yeah, people, this is the new law that just got passed in Canada. Or at least it's about to get passed. I'm not sure if it passed yet or not. I think the parliament out there is trying to fight against it. But Trudeau's been winning all his battles, man. This bill goes through, man. Canada is done. I said this before in my last video. Canada is done. You will no longer have freedom there. Oh, you can protest about anything else. You can protest about a church. You can protest about these people over here talking about God and so forth. Yeah, you could do that. But you talk anything about LGBTQ, anything about trans people, anything like that, you get fined. Oh, that's where they put it now. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're headed. Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what these people want to do. That's why Africa ain't putting up with the West. They're sick of it. They're not going to put up with Kamala Harris and the rest of these flipnicks who've been going over to Africa now trying to tell them they need to start helping be down with the rights of the LGBTQ and so forth. Africa's like, not here, not today, not on my watch. Take that shit and take it right back to America and everything. Oh, you threatening us? Oh, okay, cool. All right. Go on, give us a sanction and then kick rocks, motherfucker. Don't come back over to our country again asking for anything. Oh, because you know America still needs stuff from over there. Oh, yeah. They need that shiz. See, America is dependent now on everybody else to get the products because what they threw away Trump's idea where we develop everything in our own country, where we have all the resources here to do stuff. Oh no, these freaking liberals, they got you all thinking, oh, we're going to end the world. Oh, global warming. Oh, the greens, whatever is going to start destroying the world. Oh, they got you guys all worried about the weather. Climate change. Oh, we're going to destroy the world for our children. They've been saying that shit since the 80s, dude. Since the 70s. People, they were saying back then it was about the planet was going to freeze over. Oh, yeah, some of you guys weren't born when that was going on and everything. They're saying it was going to be freezing over. It's funny how it hasn't frozen over yet. They were saying the same shit back then, you guys. They just got stupider with it now. They're making it more of a thing. The same people that are telling you not to drink out of straws, fly on planes, are the same people that are doing exactly that. They tell you not to do what they're guilty of doing every single day. They push everything against Trump and say all this negative stuff about Trump. The very thing that they're guilty about, Biden and his son and all these crackheads, they're guilty of doing it all the time. But they're trying to say Trump's doing it. See how they get you guys fooled? People, wake the frick up is what I keep telling you. These Democrats are evil and they are leading us to hell. And we need to stop these flipnicks. We need to start voting against these idiots and putting in sensible-minded people. Parents, you guys are wasting your time going to these school board meetings. Take your kids out of the damn schools. Put them into some other places. Put them in a Christian school, put them in a Catholic school, or homeschool them. Do that because these motherfuckers are not changing their way. They have an agenda to groom your child. These school board people, they're all a part of Satan's workers. They're the demons. You think they're really listening to you? Look at every time you see these school board meetings, look what the school board people are doing. They're just sitting there like this. They say, okay, are you done? Are you done? Okay, next. Okay, your time's up. They're not listening to you guys. They don't give two flips about what any of you parents got to say. They even tried to get it so far that the FBI was going to start investigating parents. Remember that? Yeah, they were going to try to make parents domestic terrorists because that's how much they don't want to hear you guys speak. You know how you get at anything, people? This is how we have the control of everything when it comes to movies, when it comes to music, when it comes to anything. Stop. Bud Light, they're losing money now. You know why? Because everybody's basically not buying their product anymore. They're not having it, ladies and gentlemen. They're not having it. And I'm going to end on that one. But there's so much more. There's so much more to this stuff, dude. There's so many more African leaders that are speaking against this. There's this one African leader in Rwanda, dude. This brother right here in Rwanda, man. He was no joke, dude. And everything. He was no joke. When he was talking about what was going on, what was happening when Rwanda and the Tutsis, the Hutsis were killing each other, the UN... They didn't have nothing to say, dude. They didn't come out there freaking trying to stop it. They did nothing. He said that the underlying thing that was going on, he says, yeah, we have a big problem with what we did. But the liberal white man came over there and started putting that, well, you guys are lighter than these guys, and these guys have skinnier noses than these guys. And they try to start putting that difference between them, which is why the Rwanda, the Hutsis and the Tutsis started using that as a way of almost hating on each other, just like it was in America. It's just it was between black people and so forth. And he said, you guys pushed that on us and we fell for it. We're no longer falling for it. We're no longer falling for what you flipnicks over there in America are saying. So I'm going to leave you with his last of his speech and everything. And you guys have a funky day. I'm TJ Quake, your ghetto gamer and all that wonderful beautifulness. Guys, I'll end it with this. And may the funk be with you. I'll be back with some more. And again, you guys, be good to each other, love each other, and most of all, fight against Lucifer, because he's the one that's bringing all this mess. Africa is, and they ain't having it no more. Right on, Africa. I praise what you guys are doing. Keep it up.
You know, we don't respect freedoms. We don't respect human rights. Sure? Do you think so? BBC, you think so? You take time, you broadcast, and from morning to evening, this is literally just abusing people. You're abusing Rwandans, you're abusing Africans, you're values. What values do you know, my dear sister, on behalf of BBC? So I want to assure you, there is nobody in the BBC or anywhere else thereabout who would be holding values better we do here in Rwanda. Except if we just want to cover up the mistakes of the same people who want to define these values for us. Or really tragic mistakes of things they have caused. So when you're saying that, you may tell somebody else, people who don't have time to think or who don't have a history that where they have struggled with these complications, yes, they will. But here, those of us who have faced what we did, who have gone through what we did, we take our responsibility. Of course, genocide could not have happened just on the hands of others who brought it to us. No. We, Rwandans, have a responsibility. We have our share of the blame for it. But there are others who should take responsibility for that. So I just want to let you know that these issues of upholding values and so on, as far as I'm concerned, as I know, as far as the Rwandans are concerned, we don't need any lessons from BBC or from anyone.
Yeah. Here we go, I'm DJ Quake, the ghetto gamer on this gaming thing. Yeah.